Okay. Good morning and welcome everybody to another day of Guru Mantra meditation. Hello on Facebook and Instagram. Hey Andy. Hi Kate, Avril, Simone, Rachel. Let's see, Bree, Nat's in the house. Welcome everybody. I hope you slept well. I was talking to a friend of mine. Oh, hang on. I think my connection is not so good. Hang on. Let's see if it works a bit better. There's a few like connection-y things, and if I get it wrong, my Dropbox will be going, and I can't do it on my home internet, and have it's like Facebook Live and Instagram can't be going at once. Hi Chris. Hi Bree. G morning back at ya. Hey Bree. Hi Judy. Hi Amy and Lila. Hopefully the connection is alright. Yeah, I was talking to a friend last night about dreams because I have been having some really intense dreams at the moment and quite a few nightmares, and we were talking a bit about astral states and dreaming yesterday, and I haven't really had that for a while, and a couple of people I know have been kind of having this intensity of experience around dreams, nightmares. Yeah, okay, you too. I didn't have any nightmares last night, but I think that there is, I guess when we think about it, this is a really stressful, buongiorno Simone, this is a really kind of stressful global experience that we're all going through, even if we're registering it and understanding that, or if we're not understanding it. Hi Soph, hi Jordan, yeah, ditto to the intense dreams. And there's this collective consciousness of anxiety that's happening around the world, and I think that, hi Francesca, good morning beauty, that with that, it will affect the subconscious, and we're all connected. We're all connected on it with this like collective consciousness that, you know, even in 20th century, hi Claire, psychology discussed this idea of a collective consciousness. So if you're experiencing weird dreams or nightmares, I think that this is like a big collective anxiety that is happening globally. I hope that you've had some nice dreams too. I also had a great dream that I was traveling around Mexico last night, which was fun. So the good and the bad, right? I've had a couple of questions from people. One was around my plants, and the question was, where do I get my pots from? I don't think anywhere particularly special. My plants, and where do I get my plants from? My plants are a mix of garage sales, Bunnings, secret cuttings. Hello, Michaela. I get them from all over, and I've been collecting them for years, and I have a bit of an issue when it comes to plants because they're everywhere and I love them. And the way I keep them really healthy is through a very complex system of composting that happens in my little apartment, much to everyone who I've had to live with's general dismay. And so I use once a week the compost juice with the water that I feed them with, so it's this kind of feed mix, and they just love it, and they do really well. So hot tip off the meditation track. I also had a question from Bon around being in meditation and feeling her heart beat, and she was feeling distracted by the experience of her heart. And she kept a great idea around the composting. Yeah. Compost juice. Really, my flatmates have really loved the whole compost juice thing. It's quite a smell, but it doesn't smell in the house, like once you put it on the plants. Anyway, on a more serious note, Bon was experiencing an intensity at the heart space. Good morning, Nicole. And it was hard for her to focus on meditation. And she kept trying to come back to the mantra, but what was going on in her heart was feeling very overwhelming. And I've had this experience as well. It probably, you could see it in some ways potentially highlighting an underlying anxiety, one that we're all kind of connected to, as I mentioned. So to kind of know that that's there is power in itself. So you realize, like, if you went about your day and you were distracted constantly, you might not even realize that, hey, right now there is an underlying stress and my body is expressing that to me right now because you're too busy. You're doing all your things. You're constantly distracted, and the body has an innate intelligence, and it's always demonstrating to us what is happening physiologically and also mentally. And when it comes to the heart, I would say that the heart and the breath are very strongly linked. And when I have had the experience of an intense, or like a kind of intense heartbeat, or one that is racing quite fast during meditation, or sometimes I would get it at night. I have a very fast heartbeat if I'm feeling stressed out before I'm going to sleep. And pranayama really helps. So it might mean that you would want to do some pranayama practices before you come into meditation. And to be honest, for me, I very rarely go straight into a meditation practice. The yogic way of doing things is to kind of prepare the body and the mind in some way before you come into meditation. So for me, I would very often, in fact, pretty much every single day, I would do pranayama before I do meditation. So I would recommend that. And in fact, we just put out an IGTV video on the Light Collective around pranayama for immunity. And there are 3 really simple practices there that can benefit. And I mean, even when I would notice it quite early on in my yogic practice, in my early 20s, and I understood that, good morning, hey, thanks Anna, I'll take that, love a compliment, thank you. Right back at you. I found that when I could regulate and deepen my breath and focus my breath, that in fact it impacted my heart rate as well. So that would be a technique to try. And to be aware that you might be experiencing some anxiety at the moment, and that can have a follow-on effect in your life, and kind of just having some compassion for yourself at the moment. I think that we're all potentially responding to things from this heightened state, and to have compassion for ourselves for being perhaps more emotional or a little more reactive, and also having compassion for others who might be being a bit more reactive to you. I was talking to somebody last night who said, I've had to let go of some of my staff, the people who are doing work for me. And I said, she's like, it's been really tough. And I said, but I guess everybody understands. She looked at me and she was like, no, they don't. And people are probably really responding with intensity, even people who practice yoga. And, she's in this industry. And I think that it is a very intense time, and for all of us, we will be responding kind of quickly and also potentially in a way that we wouldn't normally. And so showing up to something like this practice, doing the work, perhaps highlights that there might be an underlying anxiety going on that we've been ignoring, or is just allowing us to come into center consistently, so that when we feel as though we're about to react, when we feel like everything is too much, or when we see it in other people, you might be kind of on top of your game right now and fine with everything. When you see it happening in others, to be a bit compassionate with it all. People, as Nat, the Prez, was talking to me about, she's done a lot of work around trauma, and that when we're in these kind of heightened states, so right now globally, we are, we're in a kind of isolated state, life isn't working as normal, the whole body almost just drops into a bit of a fight or flight mode. So we're in this kind of primordial brain at the moment. We can't necessarily elevate and sit in a higher state of being. It isn't easy to be in that state. But, I just want to congratulate all of you for showing up at 8:30 in the morning and being here, because it suggests that you're already understanding this, and that you're ready to be somebody who can sit in an elevated state, or is willing to look at themselves, is willing to do the work, to create space, and potentially to be the person in the room, in your family, in your group of friends, in your workplace, who is compassionate, the one who can see with some distance why everybody is reacting the way they are, why there is an intensity, and having some compassion. Have it for yourself and have it for other people at the moment. Let's move now into practice. I also wanted to say, I know that people have children going to school, so I'm going to be sensitive to that and try and finish by 5 to 9 every day. I am doing a longer satsang. Yes, seeking connection with like-minded people is really important, and that's why I think this space, even messaging, I see messaging each other back and forth, I see people connecting, I see friends on here saying hi to one another, the questions that arise, it all helps us to stay in these elevated states, and the teachings also help us. And so on Thursday I'll be running a satsang, and the satsang will be about 45 minutes, and we'll be just having a chat about the teachings, and they act as medicine for us right now. And that will be Thursday, 7:30 till about 8:15. It'll be free for all members. You could sign up to the membership for a month just to do that. It's with the COVID-19, it's $39. You could just have a month for free if you just wanted to come and do the satsang and do a few of the practices. It's totally up to you. But yeah, so I'll have a longer teaching on Thursday night, which I'm looking forward to. And if you have specific questions for this longer satsang, I would love to get them. They can really form part of this community. You'll be on Zoom, so if you want to ask questions in person, you can. If you want to turn your video off, you can. It is PM, 7:30 PM till 8:15 PM. Yes. Oh, great, Lauren. You're going to come to satsang. I'm going to put the links up today, so most of it's already organised. It will all be on Zoom. And I'll get to see some of your faces if you put your videos on. So let's begin the meditation. Have your little stretch. Move around in an intuitive way. And when you're ready, find your posture for meditation. Guru Mantra meditation to focus the mind. You take a deep breath in the nose. Hold the breath and hold the breath at the heart center. Feel as though your intention, your awareness, your breath is being held here. And open the mouth, exhale, release. Full deep inhale in the nose. Again, power up the heart. Hold the breath here and feel as though any anxiety, concerns, worries that might not even be yours, globally or personally, feel as though the breath is gathering it up at the heart. Open the mouth, exhale. Inhale again. Hold the breath at the heart. Any heartache, any rejection, any sadness being held at the heart, stopping you from having a full, open, free space around the chest within Anahata. Open the mouth, exhale. Full deep breaths. And really take some full, complete breaths here and feel as though this breath is calming your nervous system down, bringing you into presence. Bringing you into this moment, your body, this meditation right here, safe, held. And let's now open our practice with a round of bringing the hands to prayer around the hands. Take a deep breath in to begin. And allow this mantra to elevate your consciousness out of all that is every day. And from this elevated, positive state of consciousness, take the palms to face up and silently consecrate. Offer up all of the karmic fruits of your practice to divine consciousness or a greater power, whatever you call it. Offer it up. Make these 10 minutes sacred. When you've felt a response, bring the hands to touch. Again, rub them quickly. Feeling the heat of the light in the palms of your hands. And then bring the palms over the heart. Compassionate hands. Deep breath in. Feel the warmth of the hands on the chest. And as you exhale, wipe the hands through the body, giving yourself a bit of a squeeze, a tender touch, and then rest the hands on the knees. Feel prepared to focus the mind on the mantra Sa Chit Ananda. Say it with me. Sa Chit Ananda. Sa Chit Ananda. Sa Chit Ananda. My nature is pure bliss. Sa Chit Ananda. 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 this sacred mantra becomes one that is repeated internally. Sachitananda, handed down by the gurus, the rishis, the sages, chanted for thousands of years. Let this mantra work its way into your mind and your whole body, reminding you on a cellular level that the truth of your consciousness is bliss. And if the mind becomes distracted, bring it back to Sachitananda. 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 For the final few minutes, see if you can bring a real depth of focus onto the mantra. Sachitananda, consuming all of you. And now please let go of the mantra, but keep that fixed focus. And allow the mind to be fixed on stillness, on emptiness, on the void state, purity of awareness. Om Bhurvaswaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Let's bring the hands to touch. Sealing with Shanti mantra. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And after me, Hari Om. Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om. thumbs to the third eye and gently bowing forward to that desire for practice, expansion and growth, a light within us that gets us on our mat, that guides us forward in our darkest hour, to the light that exists within us that we can see in everybody around us. To that we bow and say, Namaste, Namaste. So thank you, Fran and Nat, for supporting us in joining the online Light Collective membership. I'm so glad you're enjoying it. My deep desire for that space is for it to be the best quality we can provide, the best content to support everybody at this time. Thank you all for joining. Chantal, Jazz, Warren, Amy. Thank you, Michaela, Nicole, Norel on Facebook. Nasna, Ruth, Sarah, thank you, darling. Great. Hi, Esna. Hey, Bray, thank you. Jess, I will get to your question. I feel like that's a good question. I was thinking about it. I'll get to it tomorrow, I think, or this week. Thank you, Judy. And Sandy J, Jordan, thanks, sis. Thanks for joining, Lara. And yeah, everybody for turning this into a community space and showing up every day. You know, there's 100 of us who show up to meditate together. It's pretty powerful. Simone, thank you. And thank you all for joining. If you have questions, there's any part of the practice you're feeling unsure about or things are arising for you, it's always nice to share them because they become now the Satsang, they become the teaching at the start. Thanks, Bray. Right back at you. Oh, thanks, Alicia. Thanks for being part of all of it. Yeah, so as part of the membership, we did a bunch of classes yesterday. By the end of 4 hours of yoga and kundalini and flow and breathwork, I was like pretty much vibrating. I don't think that I've done that much and taught at the same time for a long time. So that I'm hoping will go up today, tomorrow. And we'll have some other teachers doing practices as well on the online membership. So there's a lot to look forward to. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Thank you all so much again for joining me. Lots of love from my yoga room, and I'll see you hopefully tomorrow.